Hi, I'm Pearl from Australia. When I was a kid, it was always my pretty mom and I. She owned a big farm, which I used to love, until one day, a splash of mud from the pig den hit my face, and I went hysterical. I washed my face for so long that Mom's workers got concerned.
Pearl, do you want to scrap your face off for just a splash of mud?
Oh dear, when did you become such a neatnik?
Mom thought it wasn't a big deal, until 5 years later, when we went to a fancy restaurant to celebrate my 10th birthday. My eyes fell to the table when I saw a food smear.
Ew! Don't keep my cake here!
Okay, let's find another table.
No, they're all icky!
And just like that, I began to wipe every available surface. Mom and others couldn't stop me no matter how hard they tried, till I fainted from exhaustion. I was diagnosed with germophobia, an unhealthy fear of germs. Over time, my condition worsened, and people viewed me strangely. But Mom remained my one and only bestie. We still went to her farm together, though I stuck to caring for the flowers. The sight and smell of them made me so happy, and they fetched us money. And then one day at the farm, Mom suddenly came to me in tears.
Mom, what's going on? Pearl, we are about to lose this farm if I don't renew payment for the lease, and I don't have the money.
When no one seemed willing to help us, Mom got the craziest idea.
I saw this guy on a dating app. He's a vet doctor and he is crazy about my beauty. If I marry him, he can support me and we won't lose the farm.
Are you thinking straight, Mom? You can't marry someone for money. Worse, someone from the internet.
He also has no ex-wife, no kids. Perfect, right?
How are you sure of that? You don't even know him in person.
Not for long.
The next day, I came back from school to find muddy footprints everywhere. What in the world? I began to clean my way inside until I ended up in the sitting room where Mom and a strange big head were smooching.
Welcome back, sweetie. Meet your stepdad-to-be, Jack. He just proposed.
You told me about him just yesterday.
We were still talking when Jack grabbed my hand just to rudely place a kiss on it.
Nice to finally meet you.
I left them in a hurry to wash my hands. I couldn't believe that Mom would agree to marry a man so rashly. The next morning, I went to the bathroom to brush my teeth, and my anger bubbled further when I saw Jack brushing with my toothbrush.
What are you doing? That's my toothbrush!
There wasn't an extra. And after all, we are all going to be family, right?
I felt like punching him all over! What monkey taught you that family means sharing toothbrushes?
Before I could finish, Jack loomed over me like a monster.
You holier-than-thou neat freak. Don't worry. I will make you normal the moment I become your stepdad.
What's all the noise about?
The moment he heard Mom's voice, Jack grabbed me in a choking hug.
Nothing. Pearl and I are just getting to know each other.
Aw, how sweet! Breakfast is ready.
The guy was a psycho! I went to school thinking of how I could rescue Mom from Jack. It made me so distracted that during practicals, I missed my footing and fell face first into a pile of manure. My classmates saw it as a perfect time to make fun of me.
Newsflash! Miss Too Clean has just landed in cow poop!
I was on the verge of passing out from the horror of manure on my face when Steve, our class president, came and began to wipe my face clean with antibacterial wipes.
You all right?
Yes, thank you.
Anyone else have something stupid to say?
No one dared to, because as much as Steve was friendly, he wasn't one to be messed with. After school, Steve saw me off, and I felt gooey inside as we walked side by side. Thanks again. Before I could finish, an old woman shoved a picture of a chihuahua in our faces.
Have you guys seen my pup? She has a star under her paw.
I would remember if I saw a cute pup like this.
Me too.
Well, if you do, please call me. I'm Mama G.
I felt really sorry for the woman, so I took the poster to help her look for her pup. On getting home, I was shocked with the sight of Jack throwing pet snacks all over the living room for a pink chihuahua.
Hey, you're back. Got this pup today. Sweet, right?
Leave our house! We can't deal with someone as messy as you!
Too bad. Your mom needs me right now. You can go pop in the popcorn machine for all I care.
I went to get my phone so I could secretly record Jack as he says more nasty things. But when I came back, he was gone with the dog.
Jack! Jack!
I froze when I noticed the poster torn to shreds on the floor. Why would he do such a thing? Maybe he was the Chihuahua thief. Mom got so mad at me when I told her my suspicions later.
I can see you're just trying to find faults with Jack.
Later, when I eavesdropped on their phone call with Jack, I could hear all sorts of mews and barks from animals.
Hear that? Jack is a vet doctor and has all sorts of pets at his. Stop imagining things.
I went to bed angry because Mom swept everything under the rug. But my anger was quickly forgotten because my own Prince Charming was ready to sweep me off my feet. At school the next day, I was about to sneak to the rooftop where I usually ate alone during lunchtime when somebody blocked my path.
Steve!
Where are you off to?
I can't eat in the cafeteria. You have no idea how much of a mess people make when they eat. I can't stand that.
You can if you just look at me. I swear, I eat without spilling.
Arrogant much? He even asked permission for his friends to join us. Sure, why not?
Don't worry, you're gonna like them.
And I did. They were so funny. And for the first time, I was actually having fun with people. After school, Steve asked for us to hang out during the weekend, and I said yes. But Mom had other plans.
I was hoping you and I, plus Jack, could do a little bonding this weekend.
You're the one getting married to Jack, Mom, so you go bond with him.
Mom seemed hurt, but I refused to show support for the messy choice she'd made. After that, I decided to take a walk, and as I was enjoying the fresh air, I met Steve on the road.
Hey, what you doing out here?
Just taking a walk. Are you following me?
I can, if you want me to.
Steve was so flirting with me, and I couldn't stop blushing. We decided to go to the arcade from there. The time we spent there was the most fun I'd had in a long time. He even bought me a rose-patterned bracelet.
May I?
I blushed at the sheer sweetness of him putting the bracelet on my wrist.
My germaphobe stepmom coped better when she had reminders of things she loved. You love flowers. Maybe this can be your soothing reminder.
Where have you been all my life?
Huh?
Thank you. Steve and I kept hanging out every weekend after that. He made it so easy to forget Mom, Jack, and my disorder. But there was something I was curious about. You never talk about your dad. The moment I asked, anger ripped off him in waves.
You mean the baboon that caused my birth.
He's that ugly?
More like nasty. Jumps from one woman to another. I don't want anything to do with him or anyone close to him.
His mood cut our date short, and I went home regretting I asked about his dad. To make it up to him, the following weekend, I baked him a cake to give to him. But when I got to his house, he was arguing angrily on his porch with Jack!
Ugh, have you no shame? Go back to your stupid new family and stop asking Mom for money. Young man, I'm still your dad.
You're his dad? I could see the unmistakable resemblance now.
Pearl, what are you doing here? You know my father?
I turned on my heel and began to run as fast as my legs could carry me back home, bursting through the doors the moment I reached.
Mom, you won't believe?
But Mom was staring at a small paper in shock.
What's wrong?
I'm pregnant!
What? Jack is not even the guy you think he is!
When I was about to tell Mom what I saw, he suddenly appeared at the door.
I have a son.
We turned to see Jack at the door, holding that pink chihuahua and a paper.
What are you saying, Jack?
First, I want you to have this paper and this puppy.
When Mom read the paper, her eyes went wide and she hugged Jack.
You paid for my farmland!
Yes, please, forgive me for lying.
I forgive you! Mwah!
I was so disappointed with Mom, and I left them angrily. How could she brush off Jack's lie just because of her farmland? When Jack left for God knows where, I confronted her in her room.
He could be lying about many other things.
Unless he's a criminal or something, I don't care right now.
But I'm falling in love with his son.
Then fall out of love, honey.
Mom, you're becoming selfish.
No, you're being selfish. You want me to sacrifice my only hope to save my farm for your flimsy teenage romance? In fact, we are getting married this weekend.
I will never accept him as my stepdad, and that thing in your stomach will never be my sibling.
I ran out of the house in tears and found myself back at Steve's house.
So, you're part of Jack's new family.
Not if we do something about it. Look, help me out here, just...
Pearl, I was falling in love with you.
Was?
But I told you, I don't want anything to do with him or people he's close to.
Please, if you don't want us to be friends anymore, fine, but help me save my mom from your dad.
No one saved mine from him.
Steve slammed the door in my face and I felt like a zombie. I left. I went to the park and cried my eyes out. My life was just falling apart, and I didn't know where to start. Jack had confessed to his lie himself. There was nothing else I had against him. Just then, I heard a noise and watched in disbelief as Jack jumped out of the window of a nearby house with a cat and a dog in hand.
Hurry up, Jay. Try taking them yourselves. Ouch!
He entered the car park nearby and drove off. I went home after that, but I was determined to find out what Jack was up to for Mom's sake. So the next morning, I snuck into his car trunk. He drove for a while and stopped. When the coast was clear, I crept out of the trunk to the side of the shabby shack they entered. I could see an assortment of pets being bathed with dyed water. I took as many pictures as I could and snuck back to show Mom.
Mom! You need to see this! Jack's a thief! Mom!
Mom wasn't home, but her pet chihuahua was. Hey, cutie, can I see your paw? Her paw had the same star-shaped scar Mama G had spoken of. I took pictures too and called her. Mama G, how do you feel about your chihuahua in pink? She confirmed the puppy was hers and told me she was coming with the police the next day. But the next day was Mom's wedding. The wedding kicked off, and I was on the verge of losing it because Mama G was taking her sweet time. I should have called the police myself.
Does anyone have anything against this couple?
We do!
As if on cue, Mama G stormed in with the police and some others.
This man here pretends to be a vet. To take info on exotic pets he comes back to steal and resell.
Mom was in pieces as Jack was arrested. Despite my efforts to comfort her, she remained mute until Mama G came to visit days later.
Be proud of Pearl. She saved you from getting married to a nonsense man. I am proud of her, all right. Where do I start to take care of Pearl and this baby? I can't use that farm knowing he got the money. Well, I have a few hectares of land to spare. It's a small thanks for bringing back my best pup.
Mama G leased some hectares of land to Mom for free. The best part? Mom decided to raise flowers only and opened a beautiful flower shop she named after me.
You deserve it, Pearl. I got desperate and acted so rashly. Forgive me.
It's okay, Mom. And don't you worry, I will love my kid sister, Orbro. It's not their fault their dad is a jerk.
Oh, Pearl, I'm so lucky to have you.
When Mom gave birth, it was a beautiful redhead girl like her. And to everyone's shock, I carried her, despite the yuck all over her. I name her Rose. She's as beautiful as one. At school, Steve avoided me, but thanks to him, I had a few people in school I called friends now. So it was a bit shocking when he showed up at our shop one day.
Pearl, I am really sorry for refusing to help. I know I will be asking too much for us to, start again.
To be honest, the fire I had going for him had doused over the months. No hard feelings, but that's a really twisted relationship. I mean, you and I share a sister now.
You're right. Can we at least be friends?
I'll think about it, but maybe. I learned to try and keep a calm head, no matter the situation. Otherwise, you may make a very big mistake and never make rash decisions on marrying a stranger from a dating site. Mom was just lucky to have me.